Man, do we have an update for you ICP people? And when I say ICP people, I mean family, because we're all family here, right? I got Kyle joining me. Now, typically, we like to keep these videos 7 to 10 days apart, right? We try to cycle in information and videos, but there's been so much happening in the ICP ecosystem just this past weekend that it's deserving of another video. We're going to talk with Kyle today about the huge announcement with HBAR and ICP. What are they going to be doing? Also, DeepSeek literally took over social media, took over the markets, maybe not took over the markets, literally tanked the markets. And there was one AI agent that was running on DeepSeek, and that happens to be in the ICP ecosystem. We're going to talk about that and more DeepSeek and AI in general, what that means for ICP. So I got Kyle joining me today. Kyle, as always, thank you for your time. Let's start with, you know what? Where do you want to start? Because a lot of exciting things. Where would you like to start this conversation?
Let's start HBAR,
Okay.
and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Awesome. That's where I was going to go anyways, but go ahead. Yeah. So tell me about HBAR, man. So we don't really see a lot of this collaboration with top level blockchains, right? And Hedera is a big one. ICP is a big one. What is this partnership? How did it come about? How long has it been in the works for? And what are you guys looking to achieve?
Yeah, I mean, Dfinity's, despite the toxicity on crypto Twitter, Dfinity leadership is always in contact with the major chains. That's part of the chain fusion narrative, is that we see ICP as a blockchain that brings value to other chains, not extracts value, and so that just positions ourselves as a very collaborative blockchain. This is, perhaps the biggest partnership we've announced, not certainly the first, but it's just great to see. HBAR Hedera has been phenomenal. They've been on quite a tear these last couple of months. They execute very well. And you just kind of see a great value align between the way we see blockchain working out. Particularly, I'm very impressed with Hedera's governance model. And so the big news was released. Kimball Musk was the moderator of a panel that featured a couple of guests, including Dominic Williams. Oh crap! Why is my brain just farted?
Was it Dr. Lehman?
Come on! Yeah, Yousefi. So Kamal announced from the stage. Yeah. Sorry, my brain. It's been a long day.
That's okay.
The Kamal announced from the stage about the partnership and how they've got 3 strategic initiatives that the two organizations are going to work together on. But they kept it at that. So there's a little bit of intrigue there. I'm not here to kind of release what those 3 are.
Come on, man.
I think I think I'll let the speculation go. But you can just see, Hedera has been phenomenal on the institutional adoption side of things. Obviously, ICP brings a lot of compute power, and both are extremely energy efficient blockchains. And so you can maybe start. I'll let the speculation run based off those statements.
Okay, so if I can speculate, I know you can't, but if I can speculate, it sounds like maybe ICP is going to be tapping into the institutional arm. I don't even know if that's the right phrase or words to use, but of Hedera, because everybody, no blockchain is perfect, right? And so there's some blockchains do some things better or have captured a market that maybe another blockchain hasn't. And so this seems like a pretty good fit. Is this something that's been in the works for a while? And when can we expect some more details as far as what is this thing going to look like?
Yeah, I can't give a specific timeline in terms of when more details will come out. Obviously, it'll be, jointly decided on between the Dfinity Foundation and on the Hedera side. But I think it's just, again, I'd just say, Dfinity leadership, we're constantly in contact with different projects. And so this is maybe one of many more announcements that are going to come in this space.
You think it'll be this year? Or? I know I'm pushing you here a little bit, Kyle, but
I don't know that we ever think of crypto beyond a 12-month span. So I know an ICP, I know we're 8 year, we focus on 8 years, but the rest of the world doesn't. And so if it's not this year, then it might as well not have happened, right?
It's like dog years. Or year is like 7 years in crypto, right? And so I'm thinking more of 3 months, 4 months. Before I move off this topic, any other blockchains that Dfinity is actively in talks with that you can share with us?
I mean, you don't want to just reveal these conversations, right? Because they're in different stages, and unless you've kind of talked through the strategy of the announcement and stuff like that. Again, I'll just say the we consider the internet computer to have a significant role to play in blockchain technology in general, particularly the fact that we provide value that is very, very unique in the space. And so, it's the chain fusion mindset is that we can bring this value. We're going to talk about AI next. Like, ICP is in a great position to be the AI layer of all of crypto, and so you can imagine some of the conversations are focused around that. But what we're especially interested into, and you can see this with HBAR's got such a great ecosystem of developers. ICP also one of the top 3 in developer growth. We were actually ranked number 2 as the fastest growing developer growth blockchain in Electric Capital. So you can see these fantastic developer communities, and that's what we're interested in, is combining these communities so that innovative products can be built, because crypto doesn't evolve until this is a great stat here that shows the dominance of these 2 teams. And this is developer activity as reported by Sentiment, if I'm getting the screenshot right.
Yep.
And so anyways, yeah, so I mean that's what we're looking for, is like innovation, and having blockchain make it into different markets, so that blockchain's not what it was this year.
Amazing. Kyle, you mentioned AI. Okay. DeepSeek caused a deep retracement in tech stocks yesterday, including crypto. My co-hosts and business partners and I were talking like, well, what is this overreaction, right? I looked at it as a positive, but apparently people saw that companies like NVIDIA were overvalued, and well, if this company did it for $6 million, why is it valued at 150x earnings? That aside, there was a post that came out yesterday. There was one AI agent that was running on DeepSeek, and that was an ICP ecosystem agent. Can you speak to that a little bit? And then this DeepSeek situation, and what was your biggest takeaway, and how that affects the ICP ecosystem?
Yeah. So the market route, I mean, you saw it with the Trump coin, right? We all within this industry understand the idea of how liquidity moves. So like when the Trump coin price dropped, that sucked a lot of liquidity, not just off of Solana, but throughout the entire crypto industry. The same is true with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is by far the largest stock on, I think it's by far the largest in the U.S. market, in the world. It's in the S&P 500. It's got like a huge weighting across the board. So when NVIDIA catches when NVIDIA gets the sniffles, the entire market's going to catch a cold. And it's really just based on the fact that DeepSeek shows that maybe we don't need as much GPU power in this future world. There's an argument on both sides, but I'll let the market decide that. What is news within the ICP community, there's kind of two things. One is the specific aspect of ICPanda that you mentioned, and then the other is really the direction that AI is headed in, that DeepSeek's kind of showed. ICPanda, phenomenal development team. They are still the only AI agent framework that has been merged into the DeepSeek GitHub repo. So it's a nice badge of honor for them. But it also, so it's 2 things. One, again, I don't want to take anything. The ICPanda team really executed very well, a phenomenal team there. It shows within the ICP community that some of the top development teams are operating in the space, that they got there first is a big deal. But the second thing is they have the entire state of DeepSeek in an ICP canister. They're hosting the model on a T itself. So technically that's off chain, although they have a strong argument about why you can consider that within the on chain realm. I'll let them, there's a great tweet by them on making that case. But either way, it's still showing what's possible with ICP. And then you see developers like DeepSeek who recognize this advancement and accept and merge the pull request. So yeah, just kudos to the ICPanda team. I saw also Anakai, who's been a development team for a couple of years now, who build AI products on ICP. They now have DeepSeek fully in a canister, a smaller model, and that's just mind-boggling how quickly they were able to pivot as well.
What is that now? What are some of the long-term effects of that? Like, what does that tell the rest of the markets, the rest of the companies or projects that are looking to launch AI agents, showcasing what you did with DeepSeek? What can you foresee happening? You think we're gonna ramp up seeing more of this, or do you think it puts ICP at, like, well, what's your biggest takeaway? I guess is the question.
I like to frame it as like, why do we have blockchains when Google Sheets exist? Right? Like, it's more expensive to operate a blockchain than just to have a ledger on a Google spreadsheet, where, and if you understand, like, if me saying that is like ridiculous to you because it's clear that you want something that's tamper proof, it's clear that you want something that's permissionless, it's clear that you want something that is robust and can't be taken down by a single company. It's easy to understand that same analogy into the AI, right? You're going to want your agents living on chain because you want them tamper proof, because you want them permissionless access, because you want them to have access to cheap financial rails. And so what we're seeing now is like the realization of that, and that's actually the true power of DeepSeek. So within Dfinity, we were originally thinking that there's a trade-off, right? To host something on a ledger is going to be more expensive than to put it into a Google spreadsheet or Google Sheet. It's more expensive to host an AI agent on blockchain technology like ICP than it is to put it on like a AWS or Azure tech stack. However, what you're seeing is DeepSeek was a 90% reduction in computational cost, which puts it now closer to the realm of actually being able to commercially be viable on ICP. So you're seeing this world where if we get another similar reduction in cost as what we just saw, anyone running AI at all could host it on ICP without any of with minimal latency and additional cost added to the project. So that's kind of the world we're seeing. It's like a have your cake and eat it too scenario where they don't have to sacrifice, tamper-proofness, permissionless, all the aspects that you get with blockchain. They're not going to have to sacrifice that with being able to like afford the model on chain or afford the model kind of a deal. So
awesome. A lot of great info there, Kyle. Do me a favor though. Once you can share more news on some timeline and what's going on with HBAR, can we do this again?
Yes, sure. Okay. 100%.
Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you again, Kyle, for your time. We hope you enjoyed this update. If you want everything, all the updates on ICP and what's happening, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.